Welcome to tonight's coverage of Dorado Bronco baseball on YouTube and Google Hangouts. I am Adam Borth, filling in for Kirk Hayden and Avery Osen tonight. Going to start with going over the starting lineups. We are a little delayed, not too long.
Catcher, number 39, Zach Field, first baseman.
First for the Dodge City A's, leading off, center fielder, number 1, Brad Giroux.
Number 9,
batting second and playing left field, number 2, Dane Landry.
Trevor Adele, left fielder. Number 17,
batting third and playing third base, number 23, Brian Romero. Batting cleanup and playing right field, number 32, Dalton Thomas. DHing for the A's tonight is number 17, Ben Kraft. Playing first base, number 26, Kevin Phillips. And batting sixth,
left fielder. Number 23, Brian Romero.
batting seventh is second baseman, number 3, Jordan Slayton. Catching tonight and batting eighth, number 16, Spencer Wise. And playing shortstop and batting ninth for the Dodge City A's is number 5, Sam Capiano. Pitching for the A's tonight, number 28, Kyle Bagnell.
Capanello, shortstop. And number 28, Kyle Bagnell, pitcher.
And we are getting ready to get underway here. Mike Hahn on the mound for the Broncos tonight. Hahn struggled this year from the mound, trying to get it turned around tonight. Good example last night as complete game from Jeremy McGowan in a 5-0 Bronco win. First pitch is fastball for a strike. Ground ball to the left side and through the hole for Giroux, and he leads off with a single for Dodge City. Hahn on the season, ERA of 17.6 so far in 7 innings pitched, given up 14 hits, 7 2/3 innings pitched, given up 14 hits, 16 runs, 15 of those have been earned. He's walked 9 and struck out 5 on the season. Landry steps in, squares to bunt, pops it up, goes to first base, and the ball is not handled very well at first base by Zach Fields, and it's going to go down as a base hit. So Giroux moves up to second. Landry was giving himself up and was able to reach base on the play. So out of the gate, Hahn's thrown 3 pitches and has runners on first and second with nobody out. Brian Romero, playing third base for the A's, will step in. Left-handed batter. Romero didn't play in last night's game, and he fouls the first one off. El Dorado won last night 5-0. Behind that strong pitching performance, the complete game. So looking to improve today and go over 500 for the first time this year. Off-speed dealing by Hahn is low, and it's evens the count at 1-1. Romero looking to move both the runners up. Max Hogan playing in at third base, expecting a bunt. Romero squares, gets a bunt down. It's a good one down the third base line. Fielded by Hahn. Hahn throws to first and has Romero by 2 steps. Romero does his job and moves the runners up on the sacrifice bunt. And that is the first out of the inning. Dalton Thomas, right fielder, stepping in now. Thomas yesterday struggled from the plate, 0 for 3. Couple of groundouts and a strikeout. Here's the pitch. It's an off-speed dealing, high and outside for ball 1. Giroux on first, Landry on second, the first two to reach. Romero sacrificed him over, and that leads us to Dalton Thomas. On second pitch to Thomas is a fastball. It's in the dirt low. Good block there by Jonathan Schmitz. 2-0 count now. For Dalton Thomas. Here's the pitch, strike 1. Two one count. Thomas, pitch right in there for strike 2, right at the knees. Good pitch by Hahn to even up the count at 2-2. Could really use a strikeout of Thomas here with 2 runners in scoring position. Outfield playing pretty much straight away, shifting a little to Thomas to pull. Here's the pitch, gets him on an off-speed pitch. Good pitch by Hahn to send Thomas down on the curveball. So now he's got 2 outs with runners on second and third. And the Broncos are going to try to escape the kind of a leery top of the first inning with the first 2 men reaching. Ben Kraft coming up to the plate. Kraft DHing for Dodge City, hits a rope to deep right field, and it is just almost off the scoreboard and out of here. A 3-run homer for Ben Kraft. And just like that, with one swing of the bat, Dodge City takes the lead 3-0. He was looking first pitch fastball, and he got it and put it over the wall in right center field. Not a real deep outfield here at McDonald Stadium. Only 303 down the line, so lefties have a fairly short porch out there in right field, and Ben Kraft took advantage of it on that one. Ground ball by Kevin Phillips through the hole on the left side, and Phillips has himself a single. So jumping on Hahn early seems to be the strategy for the Dodge City A's right now. Trying to get that first or second pitch. Hahn trying to get ahead with fastballs, and Dodge City prepared for it. First pitch is a ball to Jordan Slayton, the second baseman. Second pitch, Slayton hits a little flare out to shallow right, and a nice running catch made by Jacob Spring in right field. So Dodge City strikes for 3 runs on the Ben Kraft home run in the top of the first, and they lead 3-0. Move to the bottom of the first now and take a look at the Broncos starting lineup for tonight. Batting leadoff and playing center field, number 4, Dylan Muka. Playing third base and batting second, number 16, Max Hogan. Catching and batting third, number 24, Jonathan Schmitz. Playing first base and batting cleanup, number 39, Zach Fields. DHing and hitting fifth, number 8, Michael Muka. Playing right field and hitting sixth, number 9, Jacob Spring. Trevor Ezell will bat seventh and play left field. Antonio Frechette will play second base and bat eighth. And Morgan Oliver bats ninth, playing shortstop. The Broncos tonight will face Kyle Bagnell of the Dodge City A's. Bagnell, a late addition to the A's this season. Left-hander will go for Dodge City. Looking at The game last night, it took the Broncos a little while to get things going, but they finally did later on. The pitching was phenomenal last night for El Dorado. Dodge City on the season at the bottom of the league, 4-9 overall, 2-9 in conference. El Dorado last night moved to 7-7 overall and 4-8 in the conference. So, lefty versus lefty matchup to start off tonight. Dylan Muka against Bagnell. First pitch to Muka. He's looking to swing, pulls one past first base into right field for a base hit, and that's a good start for the Broncos.
And next up to bat, number 16, Max Hogan.
Max Hogan will now step in, third baseman. Muka on first. We'll see if how long he stays there and what the strategy is early on for the Broncos. Hogan takes a strike on the outside corner. 0-1 now. Dodge City leads 3-0 after a home run in the top of the first by Ben Kraft. There's the second pitch, off-speed pitch, turned on and pulled foul by Hogan, and he is down in a quick hole, 0-2. With Muka on first, Bagnell would really like to get a strikeout or a double play of Hogan, and the Broncos are hoping that is not the case. Fouled off on high and inside fastball. And Hogan stays alive, 0-2. Bagnell comes set, checks the runner, Muka goes, pitch outside. Throw is there on time, but Mook is able to slide in under the tag. It looked like Capiano had a shot at him, but just didn't quite let the ball get into his glove fast enough, and Muka had a nice slide to the center field side of the second base bag. The pitch was outside, so it's a 1-2 count. Hogan stands in. Bagnell checks him. Hogan a little tapper right back to Bagnell. He makes a little jump and throws over to Phillips for the out.
And next up for your El Dorado Broncos, number 24, Jonathan Schmidt.
Jonathan Schmitz now comes up to bat. Schmidt's going to be the first righty to face Bagnell on the night. Ground out goes 1-3 for Max Hogan. Bagnell has the sign, comes set, checks Muka at second. A little worried about him. Comes to the plate, throws a fastball over the outside corner for strike one. So far, Bagnell's been getting ahead pretty quick. Bagnell looking in. They're moving a lot behind. The middle infielders moving a lot behind Muka, trying to bounce back and forth. Bagnell comes to the plate, looking for that outside corner again, well off the plate, away. Schmitz in last night's game scored a run, reached base twice, once on an error, and singled last night in the sixth. Bagnell comes set, 1-1 count, one out in the bottom of the first. El Dorado trails 3-0. Ball in the dirt, gets away, but Spencer Wise able to keep it right in front of him and keep Dylan Muka from going anywhere. Outfield plays Schmitz to pull a little bit, not a whole lot. Bagnell does not have the fastest fastball in the world, but fairly accurate with it, trying to hit that outside corner. 2-1 count now for Schmitz. You know Bagnell doesn't want to go 3-1, so hopefully looking for something to hit here. There's the pitch, fouled off, and evens the count at 2-2. Schmitz is a 6'2 junior from College Station, Texas, at Tarleton State right now. Magnell comes set. Checks on Muka again. Multiple times. Comes to the plate. Almost hits Schmitz. He tried to turn into it a little bit. The off-speed pitch on the inner part, but a little low and not quite able to do it. And the count goes full at 3-2. Now comes to the set. Fastball grounded the other way by Schmitz. Misfielded a little bit, but able to recover on it is Jordan Slayton, and he throws out Jonathan Schmitz 4-3. Schmitz able to move the runner up, though, as Muka goes to third and is 90 feet away.
Number 39, Zach Fields.
Zach Fields will now step to the plate. Fields hitting .314 on the year. 4 home runs for him. Actually leads the Broncos with 4 home runs. So that's where the majority of the power is. He hits cleanup. Fields is a first baseman from Central Michigan. Second pitch grounded to deep short. Throw across the diamond is right on target by Capiano. And a leadoff single is wasted by the Broncos as they are unable to push him across. At the end of the first inning, the El Dorado Broncos trail the Dodge City A's 3-0. And back with you from McDonald Stadium, I am Adam Borth, filling in for Kirk Caden and Avery Osen tonight as the El Dorado Broncos take on the Dodge City A's. Start of the second inning, Jordan Slayton takes ball 1 low from Mike Hahn. Second pitch is a curveball that Hahn's able to get over the plate to even the count at 1-1. Slayton fouls off that's Spencer Wise, fouls off the 1-2 pitch straight back. One-two pitch way up from Hahn as Wise takes it for ball 2. Count even at 2-2. Curveball fouled off the other way, out of play by Spencer Wise.
Oh, no kidding. That's good.
Oh, still 2-2. Count on Wise. The pitch up, and it's a full count. Wise is was a freshman this past year at Columbus State Junior College in Georgia. Right-handed catcher. Hahn's 3-2 pitch is a curveball driven to the gap in deep right center, and a nice running catch out there made by Dylan Muka.
Next up, number Number 5.
Sam Capiano is up now, the right-hander. Last night, got himself a single and a couple of ground outs in the game. First pitch from Hahn is high and outside for ball one. Hahn had a rough go of it in the first, but so far looks like he has settled down a little bit. Second pitch is outside, maybe. Just a little off the plate. Mike Hahn misses on Capiano, and the count goes to 2-0. 2-0 pitch fouled off by Capiano to the left-hand side, and the count goes to 2-1. Talked about Hahn a little bit earlier. Struggled with his control this year. Walked almost twice as many as he struck out. Curveball from Hahn. Grounded to second. Quick throw over by Antonio Frechette and gets an easy ground out of Sam Capiano.
Yeah, we played with the Duke and all that. I just think the quicker you get with this thing.
Rolling back around to the top of the order, Brad Giroux steps back to the plate. He singled and scored in the first inning on the Ben Kraft home run. First pitch is in the dirt from Hahn, and count goes to 1-0. Fastball right down the middle to Giroux. Hahn evens the count at 1-1. Brad Giroux, 5'10", freshman from Middle Tennessee State. Another fastball at the knees, maybe a little low from Hahn, and he's not getting the calls that he wants right now, that's for sure. Schmitz has framed a couple of them, and let the ump look at it for just a second. Curveball, that get me over curveball. Hahn gets him for strike two, and it's a 2-2 count. Hahn looking for a 1-2-3 inning after that rough top of the first. Nobody on, 2 out in the top of the second. Dodge City leads 3-0. Curveball from Hahn, inside corner, freezes Giroux for strike 3. After 1.5, Dodge City leads El Dorado 3-0. And Adam Borth back with you from El Dorado. Brad Longfield at McDonald Stadium. Michael Muka steps in now to face Bagnell, and he takes a strike over the inside corner, 0-1. Lefty versus lefty matchup. Curveball chopped high in the air and fielded by Kevin Phillips, and he'll take it 3 unassisted to first base. So Muka grounds out, and Bagnell has been efficient so far. Jacob Spring, the right fielder for the Broncos, will now step up to the plate. First pitch grounded foul. Spring looking to go the other way down that first base line, looking for extra bases. Oh-1, Kyle Bagnell steps back in. Here's the pitch, and that one is fouled off also down the right field line. So Spring now has himself in an 0-2 count. Bagnell gets the sign from Spencer Wise, works out of the windup with nobody on, and his 0-2 pitch is just off the plate outside for ball one. Jacob Spring on the year hitting .231. Curveball inside. Nick Spring on his left leg, and he's going to take first base on the hit by a pitch. Nice job by Spring to turn into that one and just take it down 1-2. So Spring reaches base. He does have 2 stolen bases in 3 attempts this year. Trevor Azell now going to step in. Left fielder, another lefty versus lefty matchup. Bagnell comes set. First pitch swung on and missed for strike 1. Big hole on the right-hand side now for Azell. That's beneficial when you're a left-handed batter, with the first baseman holding on Spring. Ball chopped towards short. Going to try to get 2 out of this one. Here's the flip to second for 1, but hustling down the line, Trevor Azell beats it out. So fielder's choice for Trevor Azell. Jacob Spring out at second, and he replaces him at first base. Antonio Frechette now going to step in to face Bagnell. Pitch is outside from Bagnell on the first pitch fastball. With Azell at first base, only 1 stolen base on the year, so not a big base stealing threat, as that ball is fouled off down the right field line by Antonio Frechette. Evens the count at 1-1, 2 out in the bottom of the second inning. Dodge City leading El Dorado 3-0 on a first inning home run from Ben Kraft. Bagnell has the sign, comes set. Curveball is outside, been around the plate a little bit, and the count moves to 2-1. Frechette on the year, struggling from the plate, batting .167 in limited action. Here's the pitch right there on the fastball. Frechette foul tips it into the glove of Spencer Wise for strike 2. 2-2 count, 2 out in the second inning. Frechette steps back in, and Azell gets his lead from first. Bagnell comes home. It's a curveball inside, and the count is full, 3-2. Azell will be on the move on the pitch. Have to make sure Bagnell comes home with it. He does. There goes Azell. It's a ball outside and off the plate, and that'll bring the tying run up in the form of Morgan Oliver. Good at bat by Antonio Frechette to work the walk.
Number 10, Morgan Oliver.
Morgan Oliver going to step in. Oliver on the year batting .276 against left-handed pitching. 11 at-bats, 3 hits. Couple walks. Bagnell comes set, runner in scoring position for the second time tonight. The ball gets by Spencer Wise, just kind of trickled behind him, and he was quick to jump on it on the first pitch in the dirt, and neither Azell nor Frechette could move up on the pass ball. Oliver steps back in. Broncos looking to push across the first run of the evening for them. Another pitch low, snap throw by Wise down to first, and it is late trying to pick off Antonio Frechette at first base. Throwing behind the runner with a runner in scoring position sometimes is not the best option. 2-0 count now on shortstop Morgan Oliver. Oliver is hit by a pitch on his left foot, and Kyle Bagnell is having trouble locating his curveball. It's been bending in and touching up some right-handed hitters pretty well so far with it, as he has now hit 2 in the second inning. Back to the top of the lineup, Dylan Muka will step in for a lefty-lefty matchup. Bases are now loaded. Muka is a sophomore from Southern Illinois University. From Colorado. There's the first pitch. It is that curveball, and it bends low for a ball, 1-0. Bagnell having trouble finding his control here in the second inning. Bases full of Broncos, 2 out in the bottom of the second. El Dorado trails 3-0. Second pitch is a strike. Froze Muka a little bit. He jumped out of the way, but it was that slow bending curveball that Bagnell has featured so far tonight. 1-1 pitch is foul, back and out of play. Dylan Muka on the year against left-handed pitching has struggled, batting .167, 2 hits and 12 at-bats. 4 strikeouts and 4 walks. There's a soft liner caught at short for the third out, and the Broncos leave them loaded. At the end of 2, the Broncos trail the A's 3-0 here from El Dorado. And Adam Borth back with you from El Dorado, a warm El Dorado, Kansas, about 90 degrees, 95 degrees at first pitch tonight. The Broncos trail the Dodge City A's 3-0 going into the top of the third. First pitch from Mike Hahn is fouled back by Dane Landry. Landry singled and scored on the Kraft home run in the first inning. 0-1 count in the second pitch to Landry is outside, low and outside for a ball. Count moves to 1-1. Landry steps back in. Hahn working quickly. Curveball right there. Landry swings through it. 1-2 now. As Hahn has gotten ahead. He settled down after the top of the first. 1-2-3 second from Mike Hahn. Only one batter has reached after the home run. Landry swings at the curveball. Check swing, miss. Blocked very nicely by Jonathan Schmitz. Throws down and gets Landry on the strikeout. Landry checked his swing. And a good throw from Schmitz, and really a nice job by Zach Fields going up and getting the throw to get Landry at first on the strikeout. Hahn's first pitch is right there. Fastball on the outer third of the plate for strike one on Brian Romero. Romero, the third baseman tonight for Dodge City. Second pitch a little off the plate outside. Romero, third baseman, second baseman from Indiana State. One of those that bats left-handed but throws right-handed. He is a junior for this past year. He was a junior, be a senior this coming year. Hahn steps off the mound. Now he's back on. 1-1 pitch is a curveball for strike two. Hahn has really started to zero in on his control. 1-2 count now. Here's the pitch. Fastball got a little more of the plate than he wanted. Chopped high by Romero. Hahn gets over, fields the position well, flips to Fields for the second out. So Romero grounds out. Dalton Thomas coming up next. Dalton Thomas, the right fielder. 0 for 3 in last night's game was Dalton Thomas. He could not figure out Jeremy McGowan. First pitch, strike from Mike Hahn on Dalton Thomas. Curveball low from Hahn. Thomas takes it. Count moves to 1-1. Another fastball. Thomas out in front, looking to field it off the glove, it looked like, of Max Hogan, and it trickles into shallow left field. Hogan's going to be charged in error, and Dalton Thomas will reach first base. Ben Kraft, the DH, stepping in. He homered to right field in his right center field in his last at bat. Kraft swinging at the first pitch, fouls it straight back. He looks like he is on Mike Hahn right now. He's seen 2 pitches and taking big cuts at both of them. Hahn checks the runner at first, who is Dalton Thomas. Thomas is held on by Zach Fields, and Ben Kraft fouls off the second pitch. So Hahn has him down 0-2. Trying to get a little redemption on Ben Kraft. Kraft, catcher and an outfielder, DHing tonight for Dodge City. And he lays another one out into the gap in left center, so he's went right center, left center. And ball cut. 1 run's going to score on it on the double by Ben Kraft. So he has all 4 RBIs tonight for Dodge City. Dalton Thomas comes all the way around to score, and the air comes back to hurt the El Dorado Broncos. Like I said, Kraft is a catcher and outfielder. He's DHing tonight. It's a redshirt sophomore at Auburn, and he is quite the player. Kevin Phillips stepping in now. Curveball from Hahn is over for strike 1. Kraft on second after RBI double. In all reality, Hahn should have been out of the inning, but an error kept the door open for Kraft. Second curveball in a row, strike 2, swung through by Kevin Phillips. So Hahn has Phillips down 0-2. Gets the sign. Wind blowing gently out toward left field for tonight's game. Another curveball from Hahn. This one is low and inside for ball 1, and the count goes to 1-2. On comes set from the stretch. They're not worried about Kraft at second. Fastball is popped up to the right side. Fields, shielding his eyes from the sun, has it, and that is the end of the Dodge City third inning. So after 2.5, the Dodge City A's lead the Broncos 4-0. Adam Borth back with you from El Dorado, where the Broncos are hosting the Dodge City A's tonight. Dodge City leading 4-0 on 4 RBIs from Ben Kraft. A 3-run homer and then an opposite field double in the last inning has been the scoring. Kraft, the DH for Dodge City, is responsible for all of them. Starting off the top of the third, Max Hogan, charged with an unfortunate error on a tough hop in the last inning. First pitch to Hogan is over for a strike, and Bagnell gets ahead 0-1. He's been getting ahead all night until that last inning where he struggled with his control. Little revenge now for Hogan as he goes goes into the right center field gap, not opposite field for him, for a leadoff double. Well, Max Hogan leads off the inning with a double, and that's a good start for the Broncos. Jonathan Schmitz, batting third tonight for El Dorado. Schmitz DH'd in last night's game, catching tonight. First pitch, it misses for ball one. Tonight's game is sponsored by Quick Cash, located at 2710 West Central Street in El Dorado, across from Walmart. They offer short and long-term loans, check cashing, and money orders. Their friendly staff is always there to meet your needs. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., Saturdays, 9 to 4 p.m. Thanks to our sponsor for tonight's game. The A's lead the Broncos 4-0 in the bottom of the third. Nobody out. Runner on second. Second pitch to Schmitz is low from Bagnell. Count moves to 2-0. Max Hogan out there on second base after a leadoff double. Bagnell comes set, checks Hogan, deals to the plate, fastball away, chopped by Schmitz to first base. Phillips takes it unassisted. Zach Fields is actually the next batter. It's really a good at bat by Jonathan Schmitz. Nobody out, you get the runner over to third for Zach Fields to try to knock him in. 2 shots at knocking him in now. Fields hitting .314 on the season, .417 against left-handed pitching. Got a couple of home runs this year against lefties. First pitch is a ball from Bagnell. Bagnell comes set to the plate. Ball chopped back up the middle. It's going to be a ground out and an RBI for Zach Fields. So ground out to second, but he gets the run knocked in, and the Broncos are on the board for the first time tonight, trailing 4-1 now. Michael Muka now going to step in. Muka grounded out to first in his last at bat. First pitch swinging, hits a liner the other way to left field, and Muka is on with a single. So Muka singles, and Jacob Spring going to come back in. Spring was hit last time on a 1-2 pitch from Bagnell. Started that span of curveballs being way in from Bagnell. This time he throws him a curveball out and away, and it bends over the outside part of the plate for strike one. 2 out in the bottom of the third. Muka on first base. Spring at the plate. Bagnell steps off the rubber and will get another sign from Spencer Wise. Back on from the stretch. Pitch is inside for ball one, evens the count at 1-1. Jacob Spring from Shawnee, Oklahoma, goes to SWASU, Southwestern Oklahoma State, in Weatherford. It's a liner the other way. This one's going to get down. Spring takes a wide turn at first. The ball was cut off nicely in right field by Dalton Thomas, and runners are on the corners now with 2 out. Trevor Azell comes up to the plate. That lefty-lefty matchup. Azell from Elgin, Oklahoma. This year against left-handed pitching, Trevor Azell is 0 for 9. Reached on a fielder's choice in the first, or in the second, and we're going to have a meeting with Bagnell at the mound. 4 runs so far for Dodge City on 5 hits, no errors. 1 run for El Dorado just in this inning on the RBI ground out from Zach Fields, 4 hits and 1 error. All 4 runs for the Broncos tonight have came from the bat of Ben Kraft, a 3-run home run in the first inning and an RBI double in the third inning for Kraft. So with runners on the corners and Trevor Azell coming to the plate, meeting at the mound is over, and we will have the first pitch to Azell. As I mentioned, he's 0 for 9 against lefties this year, but he's hitting .296 overall, so not bad against right-handed pitching at all. Bagnell comes set. First pitch is a curveball off the plate away. Michael Muka on third right now. Jacob Spring on first after the Spring single. Couple of singles with 2 outs, trying to get something running. Pitch to Azell is a curveball. He'd been out of the way, and it hit the outside corner. So Trevor Azell a little fooled by the Bagnell curveball on that one. It's one of them that's heading for your shoulder and ends up almost being a ball outside. Bagnell comes set, throws that curveball again. This one is off the plate and away. 2-1 count, 2 out in the bottom of the third. Bagnell set, curveball is there for strike 2. That same reaction from Azell, as he's seen 4 straight curveballs from Kyle Bagnell, and he may be looking at a 5th with a 2-2 count and 2 out. Bagnell curveball again. This one's away. So he's thrown 5 straight to Azell. He's broke 3 of them off the plate away, way outside, and the 2 that he's thrown at that right-hand shoulder of Azell's kind of been out of the way of him. Bagnell comes set. Runner goes. Curveball is inside. That one didn't break as much. Azell actually tried to turn into it, and the bases are now loaded on the walk. Antonio Frechette now going to come up after the walk. Golden opportunity here if Frechette can find some green in that outfield. Frechette on the year, coming into the game, was 1 for 6 in limited action. He walked in the second. The walk would get a run in here. Bagnell comes set to the plate. It's a fastball, and it is low for ball 1. That one looked pretty good, but it just below the knees on Frechette. Bases full of Broncos. Bagnell to the stretch. Curveball is over for strike 1, and the count is even at 1-1. Frechette looking for a big hit in this game right now. Bottom of the third, down by 3, tying run at first with the bases loaded. Curveball swung on, hit toward third. Short route, a little risky on that one by Brian Romero, but Jordan Slayton got to the bag just a step in front of Trevor Ezell. So Frechette grounds out with the bases loaded. The Broncos get 1 run on 3 hits and leave the bases loaded. At the end of 3, the Broncos trail the A's 4-1. And back in El Dorado, the Broncos trailing the A's 4-1 as we start the top of the 4th inning. First pitch from Hahn is low and in the dirt for ball 1. Jordan Slayton made the final out of the first inning in his first at bat. There's the second pitch. Strike 1 over the outside corner. Count moves to 1-1. Slayton takes ball 2 above the belt. He wanted to offer it that one. Out of the windup. Hahn comes, throws fastball a little low. Neither of the pitchers are getting the low strike from home plate umpire tonight. It has been a very consistent zone throughout the first 3 innings. Hahn, little inside for ball 4, and Jordan Slayton walks to start the inning. Usually an ominous sign for a pitcher to walk the leadoff batter of an inning. Spencer Wise flew out to center field in his last at bat on a nice running catch by Dylan Muka. Hahn checks first. Slayton doesn't go. Strike 1 from Mike Hahn. Hahn comes set. Spencer Wise shows bunt, pulls it back, and pitches inside for a ball. Count even at 1-1. So Wise looked at strike one and then pulled a bunt back on for ball one. Pickoff throw to first. Back to the bag goes Slayton as he is in there on the quick move by Hahn. Another throw over to first, and Slayton is back in safely. Pitch from Hahn is low and outside for ball two. Wise looking down, getting the sign. Action in the El Dorado bullpen. Greg Hauser warming up. Hahn getting the sign from Jonathan Schmitz. Comes set. Pitch home. Curveball blocked by Schmitz. Kept in front of him. Slayton not going anywhere. No action from Spencer Wise on tipping his hand whether he was going to bunt or not. Wise steps back in. 3-1 count now. Ball grounded to short. Throw to second and not in time at first base. Good turn by Morgan Oliver. Antonio Frechette there too, just slowly developing, couldn't turn two. So very nice job for Hahn getting the ground ball and getting Spencer Wise to ground into the fielder's choice. Stepping in now is Sam Capiano. Hahn comes set. First pitch is a strike over the outside corner from Mike Hahn. Spencer Wise at first. One out in the top of the fourth inning. Capiano grounded out to second in his first at bat. Hahn comes set. Here's a liner right back up the middle. Barely misses Mike Hahn on the line drive into center field for Sam Capiano on the single. And Hahn going to get a visit now before Brad Giroux comes up. Giroux has singled and struck out in this game. As I mentioned earlier, Greg Hauser throwing in the pen. Hauser's a 6'6" righty from Omaha, attends Wayne State. Quick talk to Hahn. Give a little bit of more time for Hauser to warm up. Excuse me, he's a 6'6" lefty, not a righty. One out in the top of the fourth. Hahn goes back to the rosin bag and gets a little grip on his hands to see if he can't get Giroux to ground into a double play here. Got him looking last time. Hahn comes set. Here's the pitch. A check swing from Giroux. And that is strike one. Shadows starting to creep in from the third base side. Second pitch is in the dirt, about a 58-foot curveball. Nice block by Jonathan Schmitz to keep it in front and keep the runners at first and second. Keep them from moving up. 1-1 now. With Giroux at the plate. Don't know if those shadows are playing a little havoc with Giroux as he's standing in the shadows and Hahn is still in the sun. There's a pitch, another block from Schmitz, and Schmitz jumps on it fast, gets one runner to move up, but then nails the trailing runner at second base, which was Sam Capiano. So Capiano is out on a caught stealing. Spencer Wise moves up to third on the wild pitch. So now 2 out, 2-1 count, runner at third. Brad Giroux at the plate. Hahn trying to escape the fourth without any damage. Comes set, curveball is a strike on the pitch, not on the swing. Giroux thought the pitch was outside. And he's now at a 2-2 count with 2 out in the fourth. On another one of those 58-footers and another great block by Jonathan Schmitz. He's kept every ball in front of him tonight. Spencer Wise came down the line hard that time, but Schmitz was able to keep it there. Hahn gets his sign, comes set from the stretch. Pitch is high and outside, and Giroux takes the 2-out walk. Runners on the corners now for Dodge City. Coming up to bat will be Dane Landry. Landry, the left fielder, singled way back in the first inning. Hahn is going to be done, and Greg Hauser is going to replace him. Take a quick break here. You are listening to El Dorado Bronco Baseball. Broncos trail the Dodge City A's 4-1 in the fourth, and we have a pitching change. Adam Borth back with you from El Dorado, filling in for Kurt Caden and Avery Osen tonight. The Broncos trail the Dodge City A's 4-1 in the top of the fourth, and Greg Hauser is now in to pitch for Mike Hahn. Final line on Hahn, 4 runs on 6 hits. 3 of those runs were earned in 3 2/3 innings. Greg Hauser replacing him. First pitch is high to Dane Landry for ball 1. Hauser on the year has been fairly efficient in 12 innings pitched, 2.25 ERA, given up 12 hits, 7 runs, only 3 of those earned, and his second pitch to Landry is in there for a strike. Landry singled off of the righty Hahn back in the first inning. Hauser, curveball, Landry way out in front of it and pulls it almost into the Dodge City dugout for strike 2. Landry down 1-2 as Hauser has come in. Inherited runners on first and third. Hahn is responsible for both of those. 2 out in the fourth, still no runs across. And a good breaking ball. Nice off-speed pitch by Hauser to get Landry. And the Broncos escape any trouble as we end the top of the fourth inning with El Dorado trailing Dodge City 4-1. Adam Borth back with you from El Dorado. The Broncos trail the A's 4-1 in the bottom of the fourth. Morgan Oliver going to lead off the bottom of the fourth for the El Dorado Broncos. Oliver was hit by a pitch in his first at bat. In his second one, it's a get me over curveball and strike one for Bagnell. Bagnell comes out of the windup. Second pitch is another curveball. This one's over the outside corner, and Oliver is quickly down 0-2 to start the fourth inning. Bagnell shoots fastball away, trying to get Oliver to chase. 1-2 is the count. Morgan Oliver is a shortstop, as mentioned, from Central Michigan. He's a junior from Solano Beach, California, is his hometown, and he fouls one out of play to the right side. One and two is the count. Oliver leading off the fourth inning for the Broncos. Bagnell's curveball gets away from him a little bit, and it's outside for ball two. Count is even now for Oliver. Kyle Bagnell has been efficient tonight. 1 run on 4 hits. Curveball is fouled off into the Bronco dugout on the third base side. On the season, Morgan Oliver hitting .267 against left-handed pitching. Bagnell comes out of the windup. Another curveball and another one pulled foul by Morgan Oliver. Well out of play. Turned on it quick. Dylan Muka is on deck. Muka's hit the ball well tonight in a couple chances. Oliver fouls off another one. Count stays even at 2-2. Nobody warming up in the Dodge City pen yet. Oh, this one is Bagnell's inning for now. Now comes, it's a fastball away, and the count goes full. Good at bat so far by Morgan Oliver. Battled a little bit on a couple of those breaking pitches and has worked the count from 0-2 to full. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Oliver hits a ground ball to third. Fielded well. Throw is in the dirt and by Kevin Phillips. On his way to second, and Oliver is held up there. Going to be in. Wait on the scoring, whether an error or a hit for Oliver.
And next up, your El Dorado Broncos, number 4, Dylan Muka.
Hit given to Morgan Oliver on the play, and then an error advances him to second base. So Oliver now at second base. Dylan Muka up, and the first pitch is a curveball for a strike from Bagnell. Lefty versus lefty matchup. Muka has stolen a base in this game. He's lined out to short in his 2 at-bats. Second pitch is a ball low and away. Another opportunity with nobody out and a runner in scoring position after Oliver singled and then went to second on the air by Brian Romero, the throwing error by Brian Romero. Bagnell gets his sign, comes set, out of the stretch, checks on Oliver at second. Pitch is low and outside for ball 2. 2-1 count now on Dylan Muka. Muka playing center field tonight. Muka had a tough go of it last night. 0 for 5 in last night's game. Curveball is over for a strike. Count even at 2-2. At the very least, if you're Dylan Muka here, you want to hit a ground ball to the right side and get Morgan Oliver over to third with 1 out. You're going to make an out. You want it to be productive in this situation. Bagnell comes set, throws, ball 3. A little close there on Dylan Muka. Ball low and away, though. That's a hard one to take with 2 strikes. Lefty versus lefty matchup. Bagnell comes set, checks the runner at second, and delivers home. Muka pulls a ground ball to second base. Going to be an easy throw over for Jordan Slayton, but once again, it's that productive out. You move the runner over to third base just like you want to do with nobody out. So Dylan Muka grounds out to first, but does a job there by getting the runner to third. Now Max Hogan going to come to the plate. Hogan doubled in his last at bat. Thank you to his aunt and uncle watching from Tulsa, Oklahoma tonight. Max has scored the only run for the El Dorado Broncos in this game. Good opportunity here with a runner on third. Ball is fouled off by Hogan. Got just a little bit of it, and he's in an early hole, 0-2. Bagnell has been around the plate all night. He struggled with his command on his curveball in the second inning. Couldn't quite keep it off the right-handed batter's legs. Here's a pitch. It's a fastball away. A line out for Hogan. Hit hard right at the shortstop, Sam Capiano. So Jonathan Schmitz will come up with 2 out and a runner on third. That leadoff base runner on second was Morgan Oliver, and he's over at third base right now looking to try to get knocked in. Jonathan Schmidt. He's grounded out to second in this game and grounded out to first. Went the opposite way with it twice. First pitch from Bagnell is a curveball in the dirt. Gets Schmitz to chase it. And strike 1. 2 out in the bottom of the 4th. A's lead the Broncos 4-1. Jonathan Schmitz at the plate. Second pitch is a curveball that misses. Schmitz takes it all the way. Spencer Wise tried to frame it in there and could not get the call. Bagnell gets his sign, comes set, works out of the stretch with a runner on third, and misses low on the fastball, 2-1. Sometimes lefties will go out of the windup, sometimes out of the stretch with runners on third base. Really depends on preference. Bagnell comes set, and his curveball is over the outside corner for strike 2. So 2-2 count now with 2 out in the bottom of the 4th. Morgan Oliver still at third base after leading off with a single, reaching second on a throwing error by Brian Romero. Dylan Muka then grounded out to second. Got Oliver over to third. Max Hogan lined out to shortstop Sam Capiano, and now Jonathan Schmitz is battling off pitches from Kyle Bagnell with a 2-2 count and 2 out. But we'll try it one more time. Schmitz a pretty good at bat so far. He's seen that curveball of Bagnell's pretty well. Watched it all the way in a couple of times. It's a fastball this time, and it's low, and the count goes full, 3-2. First base is open, but Bagnell would probably like to get Schmitz and not worry about facing Zach Fields with a couple runners on. There's a pitch. It's the curveball fouled off over the El Dorado dugout. Zach Fields, who's on deck, is hitting .417 this year against left-handed pitching, where Jonathan Schmitz is hitting .154. So Bagnell definitely wants to get Schmitz here and not bring up Fields. And the 3-2 pitch is a curveball away. Schmitz goes with it, and it's going to be foul down the right field line. Looking to knock one in. Get a double himself. Jonathan Schmitz's approach in this game has been go the other way. Said grounded out a couple of times to the right side of the infield and then trying to go the other way there and drop one in down the right field line. Full count, 2 out. And ball 4 off the plate away. Schmitz doesn't offer at it and takes the walk, and runners will be on the corners now with 2 outs. Zach Fields coming up. Fields is grounded out to short and then grounded out to second in 2 at-bats. He knocked in the only run in the 3rd inning for the El Dorado Broncos when Max Hogan came across the score after a double. Here's the first pitch to Fields. It is low in the dirt. Good block by Spencer Wise to keep it right there. And Fields is up in the count, 1-0. Bagnell comes set, checks Jonathan Schmitz at first, very briefly, throws that curveball over the heart of the plate for strike 1. Fields looked to be taking it all the way, not what he was looking for in that situation. Bagnell's went to that get-me-over curveball when he needs a strike. He's got a couple of them. He throws that one when he gets down, and then he's got more of a sharp breaker, about the same speed, that he throws when he's trying to get that 3rd strike. Comes set after throwing ball 2, 2-1 count. It's a curveball, and it is ripped into left field for a base hit for Fields. Mishandled in left. Schmitz runs through the stop sign, going to get down at 3rd. He's safe at 3rd. Fields moves up to 2nd on the RBI single. Runners move up on the misplay of the ball. Dane Landry had some trouble with it in the grass out there. So a single for Zach Fields, moving up to 2nd on an error on the left fielder Dane Landry.
Number 8.
Morgan Oliver comes in to score, and it's 4-2, the tying run. Now in scoring position as Michael Muka comes up to bat. Bagnell comes set. It's pitched to Muka. The curveball away. Fields was setting on that curveball that time and ripped it to left. Well, now Fields and Schmitz at 2nd and 3rd. Darkness starting to come over the field here in El Dorado. Muka gets a fastball, chops it high, and it is going to be, he's going to be set. Oh, he would almost beat that one out. It looked like he had beat Kevin Phillips to the bag, but he does not, and Michael Muka grounds out to 1st. So, at the end of the 4th inning, the Broncos trail the Dodge City A's 4-2. Adam Borth back with you from El Dorado, filling in for Avery Osen and Kurt Caden tonight. The Broncos trail the Dodge City A's 4-2. A couple of RBIs in the third and fourth inning from Zach Fields have gotten a couple runs across. Brian Romero now going to step in against Greg Hauser, who got a strikeout with runners on first and third in the top of the fourth to end the inning after inheriting two runners. Hauser comes set after strike one, gets strike two now on Brian Romero. Lights starting to come on and take effect here at McDonald Stadium. Hauser's 0-2 pitch is outside to Romero for ball one. Romero charged with an error in the last inning on a wild throw. 2-2 now after Hauser's fourth pitch to Romero was a little high. Hauser comes set, works out of the stretch all the time. Off-speed pitch away, and he has Brian Romero swinging for strike three. So two batters faced so far for Hauser. And two swinging strikeouts. Both left-handed batters. Dalton Thomas now steps in. Thomas looks at a curveball off the plate inside. Thomas is the right fielder for Dodge City. He reached on an error in the third inning and came around to score a run, and he struck out in the first. Hauser misses. Once again, Jonathan Schmitz frames it right there, and let's look at it for just an extra second. Hauser's 2-0 is a strike on the inside corner. Maybe a touch inside for Dalton Thomas's liking, but a strike nonetheless. And that one misses for ball three. 3-1 count now for Dalton Thomas. Thomas was a freshman at Meridian Community College in Mississippi this past year. Outfielder, also plays first base, playing right field tonight, and he walks on 5 pitches from Greg Hauser. So a runner on first with one out in the top of the fifth inning. Ben Kraft has been a thorn in the side of Mike Hahn. We'll see if Greg Hauser can have a little better luck with him. Kraft in this game has a 3-run home run and an RBI double. All 4 runs for the Dodge City A's have been knocked in by the Auburn University DH. Hauser comes set. Kraft squares to bunt, pitched up and in. Hauser saw him square at the last second and made sure he wasn't going to get one down there. Count evens up at 1-1. Really surprised that Ben Kraft would have been trying to bunt the runner over in that situation. Curveball way outside from Hauser, and the count moves to 2-1. Dalton Thomas on first runner that's reached base off of Hauser. Curveball over the plate, strike 2. And the count evens up on Ben Kraft. Kraft with 2 strikes will shorten down his swing and try to poke it the other way. Not something he does real well with no strikes or one. And a good off-speed pitch from Greg Hauser has Ben Kraft down swinging. Hauser's recorded 3 outs in this game. They've all 3 been on swinging strikeouts. And a walk. Nobody yet to put a ball in play. Kevin Phillips now stepping to the plate. The Dodge City first baseman has popped out to first in the third inning, and he singled and was stranded at first base way back in the first. Fouls the first one back and way out of play. Hauser's coming set from the stretch, checks the runner at first, and he's going to throw over there. Quickly back into the bag goes Dalton Thomas. Broncos playing Phillips straight up. He's going to hit a ball out to center. Jogging over and making the catch is Dylan Muka. After 4.5, Dodge City A's lead the El Dorado Broncos 4-2. You're listening to Bronco Baseball. Back in El Dorado, the Broncos trail the Dodge City A's 4-2 going into the bottom of the 5th inning. Kyle Bagnell is out. Line on him. 2 runs on 6 hits. All runs were earned in this one for Bagnell through 4 innings. Ryan Lutz is going to replace him. Lutz is a junior, goes to school in the state of Kentucky. Right-handed pitcher, 6'5", weighs in about 240 pounds. He is a big man on the mound out there. So the Broncos have been chipping away at the Dodge City lead in the last couple of innings, getting a run in the 3rd and a run in the 4th. Jacob Spring going to lead off the bottom of the 5th for El Dorado. Spring has been on base twice in his 2 at-bats. He was hit by a pitch in the 2nd, and he singled in this game. He will be the first man to greet Ryan Lutz. Lutz comes set. Another one that works out of the stretch all the time. And throws up and in. Spring tried to turn into it. It's a fastball off the plate for ball 1. Lutz does not work real fast. Pitch number 2, curveball fouled up and out of play on the right-hand side. 1-1 count now. Jacob Spring hitting .231 on the season. Lutz comes set. And the pitch is pulled into the hole. Spring hustling down the line and got him at first. It looked like Kevin Phillips had pulled his foot off the bag. But Spring is out on the ground out to short on a close play at first base.
And next at the bat is El Dorado Broncos, number 1, Trevor Azell.
Trevor Azell going to come up to the plate. Azell's grounded into a fielder's choice in the 2nd and walked in the 3rd. First pitch swinging. Lutz has some speed on that fastball. Yes, he thinks if it takes him that much time to come set, some pitchers have ways of doing it. Lutz rocks about 6 or 8 times before he comes set and delivers to the plate, but when he does, he has some speed on it. Pitch is low and away on the changeup. 1-1 count, 1 out in the bottom of the 5th. Broncos trail the A's 4-2. Trevor Azell at the plate and swings through another fastball from Lutz. Wouldn't be surprised if Lutz goes back to that one more time. 1-2 count with one out. Azell on the season, hitting almost 300 coming into this game. Lutz steps off the mound, goes back and messes with his shoes a little bit. Now we're going to be set for a 1-2 pitch with one out. Action for the Broncos in the pen. Lutz comes set. And strike three. Azell swings through three fastballs from Ryan Lutz. And that will be the first out of the bottom of the fifth. Now we're going to have a pinch hitter for Antonio Frechette.
And next up, for
It's going to be
Broncos, number 2.
Levi Parker. Parker's going to take over at second base currently for Frechette. First pitch from Lutz to Parker is a ball. That one looked pretty good too. Parker, senior at Emporia State, throws right-handed, bats left-handed. Two out in the bottom of the fifth. Parker hits a one-hopper to second and will be thrown out at first for the final out. Goes 4-3, and the Broncos are unable to get anything against Ryan Lutz in a 1-2-3 bottom of the fifth. We're through 5 in El Dorado. Broncos trail the A's 4-2. You're listening to El Dorado Bronco Baseball. Back in El Dorado, have a pitching change for the Broncos as Henry Weiler will take over from Greg Hauser. Hauser faced 4 batters, 1 in the fourth and 4 in the fifth and 1 in the fourth. Weiler is new to the Broncos squad. Only been with the team a couple of days now. From the University of Arkansas. 6'3" right-handed pitcher. Sophomore, and we do have a little bit of an issue right now. Trying to get some things straightened out with the home plate umpire. And I don't know if Weiler was not on the lineup card or the white tape on Weiler's right arm as a distraction. Gonna have to, or the sleeve or whatever it is he's wearing, going to have to change to a black sleeve so the ball doesn't get lost in his arm. which makes sense to a degree, but then you realize the jerseys are white also, and it could go either way there. So Henry Weiler will put a black sleeve on his pitching arm and get that taken care of. And we will be able to start the top of the 6th inning. Broncos trail the Dodge City A's 4-2. All RBIs courtesy of the cleanup hitters. Excuse me, cleanup hitter for El Dorado, Zach Fields. Number 5 hitter for Dodge City, Ben Kraft, responsible for all of the RBIs for the A's. Jordan Slayton going to lead off the top of the 6th, and now we're ready to go. Slayton has reached base once in this game on a walk in the top of the 4th. First pitch from Weiler is a fastball up and out of the zone a little bit for ball 1. On Jordan Slayton. Slayton takes strike 1 from Weiler. Jordan Slayton, redshirt senior, just down the road at McPherson College. Middle infielder, generally. Playing second tonight. Also plays some short. Weiler misses with his 3rd offering, and it's a 2-1 count. Weiler trying to work extremely fast. Him and Ryan Lutz have about the opposite strategy for working on the mound. Weiler's pitch is low and outside on the fastball, and the count is now 3-1. Henry Weiler is another one that throws pretty hard. Their pitch is popped up to center field, and the ball will be put away by Dylan Ruka for the first out. So a fly out to center field for Weiler's first batter faced as an El Dorado Bronco. Spencer Wise now going to come up to the plate. Wise is flown out to center and grounded into a fielder's choice. Weiler's first pitch is swung through by Spencer Wise. Strike 1. No scoring since the 3rd inning and for the A's in this one. They put up 3 in the top of the 1st and have been held in check for the most part ever since then. Good pitch on the outside corner from Henry Weiler to help Wise dig a hole, going down 0-2 with 1 out in the top of the 6th. 0-2 pitch from Weiler is a fastball low and away. And wasted one there on Spencer Wise. 1-2 pitch. Looked like a off-speed pitch from Henry Weiler. Wise spoils it out of play to the left-hand side over the El Dorado dugout. Working out of the stretch is Weiler. Misses with a fastball inside. And the count goes even at 2-2. Spencer Wise steps in and takes ball 3 just off the outside corner. I mentioned earlier, Spencer Wise is at Columbus State Junior College in Georgia. Pitch from Weiler is inside and low, and Wise will take first base on the walk. So a 1-out walk for Spencer Wise. Jonathan Schmidt's going to go out and talk to Henry Weiler. Weiler will move to the stretch now to face Sam Capiano. Capiano is singled in the 4th, and he grounded out to second in the 2nd inning. Made a couple good plays in the field, too. First pitch swinging and fouls it away, taps it toward the Dodge City dugout for strike 1. Wise gets his lead at first. Weiler comes set, delivers to Capiano, an off-speed pitch. Capiano way out in front of it, trying to time up that fastball, and a nice job by Henry Weiler fooling him as he pulls that one foul and out of play. Weiler comes set, short lead over there by Spencer Wise. Weiler throws over just to keep him honest. Capiano down 0-2 in the count to Henry Weiler. Weiler comes set. Checks on Wise, comes to the plate. It's a fastball away. Snagged by Schmitz. He throws to second. Wise had committed to second, and he scurries back to first base and is safe. Another good block by Jonathan Schmitz. And almost had Spencer Wise at first. Goes 2 to 4 to 3, and we're in the same situation now. Weiler comes set. Here's his pitch, off-speed pitch, low, 4-2, and the count is even up at 2-2. 1 out in the top of the 6th. 4-2 lead for the Dodge City A's. Here's the pitch, low and outside, and Weiler has went 3-2 full on the number 9 hitter for the A's. Brad Giroux is on deck for Dodge City. And runner goes on the 3-2 pitch. It's outside, and Capiano walks. So a couple of walks in a row now after getting the fly out from Jordan Slayton for Henry Weiler. We'll roll back to the top of the lineup. It's going to be Brad Giroux. I'm going to have a meeting with Weiler. Weiler got up on both Spencer Wise and Sam Capiano 0-2, and both worked walks out of being in a hole on those counts. So Giroux will come up. He's been on base twice tonight, scored a run, singled back in the first, struck out looking in the second, and walked in the fourth. On the visit, Joe Canaday is warming up in the El Dorado bullpen. Canaday, a local from Augusta. Attends Newman University, junior at Newman. Weiler going to try to work out of the jam he's created for himself. Walking the last 2 batters. And here's his first pitch to Giroux. It is up and in for a ball. And all of a sudden, Henry Weiler is having trouble finding the strike zone. Playing Giroux to pull a little bit in the outfield and the infield. Second pitch to him is low, 2-0. Weiler, the third pitcher of the night for the Broncos, and we're only in the top of the 6th inning. A 2-0 pitch now to Giroux. He was looking for it, swings, belts one into the gap in left center. It's going to reach the wall. Muka goes after it. He gets it into the cutoff man. 2 runs will score on the double from Brad Giroux. So the walks come back to haunt Henry Weiler as both of them come around to score on the bases clearing double from Giroux. Weiler's going to step off the back of the mound and try to collect himself as Dane Landry's going to step to the plate. Landry singled in the first, came around on the Ben Kraft home run, and then has struck out twice since then. There's the first pitch to him, and it misses. And Weiler's starting to dig himself a hole, and when you do that, you have to come to him, and Brad Giroux made him pay on a 2-0 pitch just a second ago. 6-2 now, Dodge City leads El Dorado in the 6th inning. Pitch from Weiler is a strike to Dane Landry. Landry, to get set, is right on top of the plate with those arms. Weiler gets the sign from Jonathan Schmitz, comes set, checks the runner at second, and comes home. It's an off-speed pitch, and Dane Landry swings through it. And once again, Henry Weiler has worked himself into a favorable count. Just the one count that he was not up on was Giroux, and that's the one that he's paying for right now. 1-2 count, 1 out in the top of the 6th, 2 already in this inning. Pitch to Landry is low for ball 2. So a 2-2 count with 1 out. El Dorado scored 2 runs on 6 hits. Dodge City has 6 runs on 7 hits. Jonathan Schmitz has a little bit of an equipment issue right now, trying to get that fixed and get back to baseball. Has the chest protector off, and looks like he got it taken care of, and going to get suited back up and look for a 2-2 pitch from Henry Weiler. Landry steps back in. Dane, a freshman at the University of New Orleans this past year, outfielder, reaches out and pokes one out of play to the left side into the El Dorado bullpen. So we'll do it all over again with a 2-2 count. Weiler peering in, getting the sign from Schmitz. Last night, Landry struck out twice and singled. Tonight, struck out twice and singled. And Weiler misses, we'll go with outside, maybe low. And Landry has worked the count full once again. So far in the inning, 3 full counts against Henry Weiler. Ball to pitch to Landry, fouled off of his leg, and we'll do it again. Jordan Slayton flew out to center field. Spencer Wise walked. Sam Capiano walked. And Brad Giroux took a 2-0 pitch to the left center field gap and cleared the bases. Dane Landry with the full count. Now with 1 out in the top of the 6th. Landry hits a sharp single the other way. He makes a big turn and stops right there, but the run will score as Giroux comes across the plate on the Dane Landry single. So 3 runs now allowed by Weiler in his first game with the Broncos, and that may be it for Henry Weiler in this game. Going to have a meeting on the mound to determine. And it definitely will be. We'll take a short break and tell you about the new pitcher here in just a minute as Henry Weiler exits a 7-2 lead for the Dodge City A's. You're listening to El Dorado Bronco Baseball. Adam Borth back with you from El Dorado. The Broncos trail the Dodge City A's 7-2 in the top of the 6th inning. Pitching change. Henry Weiler is out of his debut. not one that he'll want to remember for too long. Weiler got one out, gave up 3 runs, and is responsible for Dane Landry, who's on first base right now. Into the game is the side armor, Joe Canaday. Canaday from Augusta, just down the road, goes to Newman University, was a junior, right-handed pitcher. And he will be greeted by Brian Romero with 1 out in the top of the 6th inning. Canaday on the year, 6.75 ERA and 9 innings pitched. Giving up 13 hits, 8 runs, 7 earned, walked 4 and struck out 3. First pitch from Canaday is grounded by Romero to second, and a nice job getting over there and throwing him out, Levi Parker, who entered the game last inning. So Brian Romero grounds out 4-3. Landry moves up to second. Canaday's thrown 1 pitch and got 1 out. Dalton Thomas now steps in. Thomas is 0 for 2 in the game so far. He struck out and reached on an error in the 3rd, and he also walked in the 5th. Canaday's first pitch to Thomas is in there for a strike. Dane Landry on second, trying to limit the damage. Right now is Joe Canaday. Canaday checks on Landry. The ball is chopped high. There's a throw across the diamond. Good strong arms shown by Max Hogan to get Dalton Thomas running up the first base line. So, top of the 6th is over. Dodge City leads El Dorado 7-2 after 5.5. You're listening to El Dorado Bronco Baseball. Back in El Dorado, Ryan Lutz for Dodge City getting ready to start the bottom of the 6th inning. He will face Morgan Oliver to start off. Oliver in this game has reached on a single and been hit by a pitch on base in both of his attempts. First pitch is in there for a strike. Over the outside corner to Morgan Oliver.
Number 10, Morgan Oliver.
Last inning, Lutz worked a 1-2-3 5th. Oliver pops this one up along the first base line in foul territory. It's going to be Kevin Phillips, and he will take it for the first out.
And next up the bat for your
On the back top of the lineup, Dylan Muka. Muka's been on base once, lined out to short, and grounded out to second in this one. Lutz comes set and delivers his pitch. It's fouled off to the third base side. A 0-1 now for Ryan Lutz. Lutz has been efficient so far. 4 up, 4 down since entering the game, taking over for Kyle Bagnell. Roots comes set with his timing. Delivers to the plate. Bunt going to be laid down by Muka. It's a good one down the third base line. Here's the throw, and it is way late. Nice bunt by Dylan Muka to reach first. On the bunt single.
Dorado Broncos, number 16, Max Hogan.
Max Hogan now comes up. Hogan had showed off a good strong arm at the end of the last inning to get Dalton Thomas at first. Dylan Muka gets his lead from first. Lute's going to come set. Comes set, checks on Muka. Muka not going. And the ball popped into left field by Max Hogan. Not having to move much is Dane Landry, and he puts it away for the second out, excuse me. So Hogan pops out to left field. Jonathan Schmidt's now going to come to the plate. Dylan Muka still on first base after the bunt single. Muka's stolen 2 bases in 3 attempts this year. Coming into this game, stole 1 way back in the first inning, so he's 3 of 4 on the season with stolen bases. Schmitz has had a tough time at the plate. Walked in his last at bat, though. Grounded out to second, grounded out to first so far tonight. Jonathan Schmitz took a ball for the first pitch from Lutz. He checks the runner and will come set. Lutz still checking on Muka, holding the ball a little longer. Off-speed pitch goes to third, and Brian Romero throws the short route across to Jordan Slayton for the putout. 7-2 is the score. The Dodge City A's lead the El Dorado Broncos. You're listening to Bronco Baseball after 6 innings. Adam Borth back with you from McDonald Stadium. El Dorado Bronco Baseball tonight trails Dodge City 7-2. The A's have been helped out by a couple big innings. The 6th inning and the 1st inning, putting 3 runs up in each inning. Ben Kraft was the man responsible in the first. He has 4 RBIs in this one, and he will lead off the top of the 7th against Joe Canaday. Canaday came in and got a couple outs to end the 6th and in the scoring threat there. First pitch from Canaday to Ben Kraft is a strike. Gets ahead 0-1. Kraft hits a ground ball to the far side. Ball weighted on a little bit by Morgan Oliver, and he's still able to make a fine throw and get Ben Kraft by a step. 6-4 ground out, and Kraft has been retired for the second time tonight after picking up 4 RBIs in his first 2 at-bats. Kevin Phillips now going to face Canada. Phillips in this game has singled and popped out, yet reached base way back in the first inning and was stranded there. Canada a little outside with it. And Phillips up in the count, 1-0. Canada's going to step off. Pitch up and away from Phillips again. And he's up in the count, 2-0. Last night, the Broncos only used one pitcher. It was Jeremy McGowan, who threw a complete game shutout. Tonight, Joe Canada is the 4th pitcher, and we're in the top of the 7th. Phillips up in the count, 3-1. Ground ball to third. Across the diamond throw. Good strong throw again by Max Hogan to get the out at first base. So the first 2 have been retired on ground outs to the left-hand side. And Jordan Slayton will now come up to bat for Dodge City. Slayton reached base in the 3rd on a walk. Soft ground ball up the middle taken by Morgan Oliver, and a very, very efficient 1-2-3 inning worked by Joe Canada. We'll go to the bottom of the 7th. El Dorado trails Dodge City 7-2. Didn't come on if you weren't. All right, back in El Dorado with you. The Broncos trailing 7-2 with Ryan Lutz on the mound still for the Dodge City A's. Lutz came in the top of the bottom of the 5th. He's faced 4 batters. The only batter to reach so far has been a bunt single by Dylan Muka. Zach Fields will greet him with a sharp sharp ground ball down the line in left. Fields turns first. He makes the round. He's going to glide into second base with a double. Zach Fields has hit the ball well tonight. Has a couple RBIs and double and a single.
And next up, your El Dorado Broncos, number 8. Michael Muka.
First pitch swinging was Zach Fields on that one. Michael Muka going to step to the plate. 1 of 3 tonight. Couple ground outs to first base and a single. Lutz comes set. Never even checks the runner. Muka shows bunt, pulls it back. And he'll step out and get the sign, make the determination of how he's going to approach this at bat. Muka DHing tonight. Michael Muka DHing tonight. Lutz steps off the plate. or steps off the rubber and will reset. Lutz comes set at the hip, checks the runner, throws high and outside for ball 2, and Spencer Wise is going to go talk to him. This gives us an opportunity to say tonight's game is sponsored by Quick Cash, located at 2710 West Central Street in El Dorado, across from Walmart. We offer short and long-term loans, check cashing, and money orders. Our friendly staff is always there to meet your needs. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., Saturdays 9 to 4 p.m. That's Quick Cash in El Dorado. 2-0 pitch, hit into the hole, knocked down, throw, brings him off the bag, and safe at first base will be Michael Muka. On the air, Zach Fields moves up to third, and runners are now on the corners with nobody out in the bottom of the 7th. Ryan Lutz has got himself in a little trouble. It's Jacob Spring going to step up. That's the 3rd error tonight on the Dodge City A's. Michael Muka at first, Zach Fields at 3rd, Jacob Spring at the plate. Spring reached in his first 2 at-bats after being hit by a pitch and singling. Now he turns on a ball hit foul down the left field line. Grounded out to shortstop in his last at-bat. And is down in the count 0-1. Broncos trail by 5 in the bottom of the 7th, 7-2. But have runners on the corners with nobody out right now. Lutz comes set, waits. Muka takes off. Spring come out of his shoes swinging at it. And it looked like Michael Muka probably had second base stolen on it. But a fastball down the middle is way too hard to pass up in that situation. So Spring now down 0-2. Came into the game batting .231. Lutz comes set, comes to home. Muka bluffs towards second, goes back to first. Michael Muka on the year has 1 stolen base in 1 attempt. Dylan is 3 of 4. Oh, the 1-2 now. Lutz will come set again. Takes his time out of the stretch, throws over. And safe back at the bag pretty easily is Michael Muka. Probably not the best move that Lutz possesses. So Spring will wait for the 1-2 pitch. Lutz is set, comes home. Muka again bluffs, and Spring swings through it for strike 3. And now Ryan Lutz could be a pitch away with a double play of getting out of this inning. Runners on the corners are Zach Fields on 3rd after doubling to start the inning. Michael Muka singled to second base after that. Trevor Azell now struck out in his last at bat, walked back in the 3rd, and grounded into a fielder's choice in the 2nd. Lutz comes set. Azell asks for time and steps out of the batter's box. Lutz comes to the hip. First pitch to Azell is over for a strike on the outside corner, and Azell goes down 0-1. Looking to go outside on Azell again. He's going to throw over to first, and Lutz kind of spikes that one into the dirt. Michael Muka may get a little bigger lead this time after seeing those last 2 pickoff moves from Ryan Lutz. 0-1 count in the bottom of the 7th. 7-2 lead for Dodge City. Muka bluffs towards second again. Not going. Pitch swung on and missed by Azell, and he is down in the count 0-2. So Ryan Lutz is, after allowing a couple of hits to start the inning, has gotten a strikeout and now has Trevor Azell down 0-2. On set, pitch is a high fastball, fouled off right behind us, straight back. Good cut by Trevor Azell. So that one was fouled out of play. Lutz comes set, checks the runners at first, comes home with it. Another fastball fouled straight back, and Azell seems to be on him. Azell hitting .298 on the year. No home runs, 4 doubles, a triple. Scored 7 runs. So Lutz now is going to come set again. Working very deliberately, off-speed pitch away, and Azell swings right through it. So 2 hits to start the inning, and then 2 quick swinging strikeouts for Ryan Lutz. Lutz is now going to face Levi Parker.
And next up at number 2, Levi Parker.
Parker grounded out the second in his last at bat, which was his first one, and that was in the bottom of the 5th. After he pinch hit for Antonio Frechette. There's the pitch from Lutz to Parker. He catches the outside corner with an off-speed pitch and goes up 0-1. Parker hitting .216 on the year. 4 RBIs. Pitch is outside from Lutz, low and away. And after those first 2 batters reach, Ryan Lutz hasn't thrown anything over the heart of the plate to even coming close to inside. Everything's been away, working the Bronco batters as far away as he can. Going to try to go out there one more time. Change up away, low and away. Ball 2. 2-1 count now, 2 out in the bottom of the 7th. Levi Parker at the plate. Michael Muka singled. He's on first. Zach Fields, who doubled, is on third. Had runners on the corners and nobody out. Then 2 quick strikeouts by Ryan Lutz. Lutz delivers a pitch fouled off down the left field line from Levi Parker. 2-2 count. Lutz tried to go high with a fastball there, and Parker was able to spoil it. Another good opportunity for the Broncos in this inning. Looking to push across a run. Lutz comes set. And his pitch, Muka bluffs, and the ball is sprayed out of play by Levi Parker. Parker's fouled off the last couple. And is staying alive. 2-2 is the count. 2-2 count with 2 out in the bottom of the 7th. Broncos trail 7-2. Lutz to the plate, skips it in front of the plate, and Muka, who read it well, had already taken off a little bit, and Michael Muka reaches second base on the wild pitch. So a wild pitch moves Michael Muka up. Runners now on second and third. First base is open with the full count. 2 out in the bottom of the 7th. Here's the pitch to Levi Parker. It's a changeup. Parker pokes it through to left field. Started to send Michael Muka, but stops him wisely as that ball was charged very hard in left field by Dane Landry, and he was coming up throwing. So a base hit by Levi Parker, poked through to left field. A very good piece of 2-strike hitting by Levi Parker. So Parker has his first hit in the game. Morgan Oliver now going to come to the plate. Oliver singled in the 4th inning and scored a run. So runners still on the corners. 7-3 now. The Broncos lead or trail the Dodge City A's. Ball inside to Morgan Oliver. And that would be ball one. So 1-0 count now to Morgan Oliver. Runners on the corners, 2 out in the bottom of the 7th. Broncos trail the Dodge City A's 7-3. Lutz, pickoff move to first. And so far, that pickoff move to first has not yielded any results. It doesn't look like a real quick move that Lutz has shown yet. But the minute that you get too big of a lead, you will see that quick move. So here's the pitch. Oliver, a liner to short, tough luck line out. And 2 runners are left on the corners. So after 7 innings, the El Dorado Broncos trail the Dodge City A's 7-3. You're listening to Bronco Baseball. Adam Borth back with you from El Dorado, where the Broncos trail the Dodge City A's 7-3, filling in for Kirk Caton and Avery Osen tonight. Joe Canada still on the mound. First pitch swinging, Spencer Wise hits a ground ball, nicely picked up on the short hop by Max Hogan, and he throws out Wise across the diamond pretty easily. And on one pitch, one man is down. Sam Capiano will now step in. Capiano has singled and walked. He's been caught stealing, and he's grounded out in this game. Played very well on the defensive side of the diamond, though. Had a couple lineouts right to him and made the plays when he's needed to. Canada's first pitch is strike one. His second one is shot into center field by Capiano. And on 3 pitches, Joe Canada has 2 outs. Capiano flies out to Dylan Muka there. So Joe Canada has been very impressive tonight. Shut down Dodge City for the most part in this game. Rolling over back to the top of the order, Brad Giroux is going to step in. Giroux in this game has singled and doubled. He scored 2 runs, walked, and struck out looking back in the second. Canada, even count 1-1. Giroux hits a high fly ball deep to right field, and it is going to be tracked down on the warning track by Jacob Spring. So, a total of pitches in that inning of 6 thrown by Joe Canada, and he got 3 outs. After 7.5, the Broncos trail the Dodge City A's 7-3. Adam Borth back with you, filling in for Kirk Caden and Avery Osen tonight. The El Dorado Broncos trail the Dodge City A's 7-3. After the last inning, Ryan Lutz has now vacated the game, and Giles Fox now pitching. Giles Fox attends Dodge City Community College, or has attended Dodge City Community College. Lefty. He'll face Dylan Muka to start off the bottom of the 8th inning. Muka in this game has reached on a bunt single, stolen a base. He's 2 for 4. Now we're going to have a quick meeting as Dylan Muka needs a little more pine tar on that bat. Don't want it slipping out of your hands and flying down out in the field or anything like that. Oh, lefty-lefty matchup will continue. Fox looks ready to work. Works fairly quickly out of the windup. Puts his left foot on the very far third base side of the rubber. Misses down low for ball 1. Lefty-lefty matchup. Here's the 1-1 to Muka. It's a curveball up high. Didn't really take much of a break. And Muka now moves ahead in the count, 2-1. That bunt last time has brought Brian Romero in a little bit at third base. Muka looks at strike 2, and the count is now even. Fox comes set out of the windup and delivers a 2-2 pitch, low and outside to Dylan Muka. Count's now full. Broncos trail the A's 7-3 in the bottom of the 8th. Need to make something happen fast. Muka grounds a chopper to second, and he is safe at first base, beating out the infield single. Nice hustle down the line by Dylan Muka. 2-hopper right there to Jordan Slayton, and Slayton just had to wait on it, couldn't get it to first base fast enough, and Dylan Muka's speed beat it out. Max Hogan now at the plate. Another lefty-lefty matchup. Muka gets his lead off first, and Fox's first pitch is low and off the plate away. One 1-0 now on Max Hogan, the third baseman. Hogan in this game, 1 of 4 with a double. Lined out to short, popped out to left, and he's grounded out to the pitcher. Muka gets his lead. He's already stolen a base in this game. Fox's 2-0 is off the plate away, and it moves to 3-0. Trying to stay away right now from Max Hogan, not giving him anything over the heart of the plate that he can pull. Out of the stretch, Fox's 3-0 is right there down the middle. Hogan was taken all the way on that one, and the count moves to 3-1. Not sure if Max will take another one here. Make him throw a strike, and this one is thrown behind him pretty much, but it hits Max Hogan right in the middle of the back, and he will reach base. Several of those tonight. Hogan is the third Bronco to be hit by a pitch in this game. The first 2 were hit by Kyle Bagnell back in the first. Jonathan Schmitz now coming up. Schmitz in this game has walked once and grounded out 3 times. First pitch to him is a strike over the outside corner. Jonathan Schmitz came in tonight hitting .310 on the year. 10 RBIs, and 3 home runs. Fox came set and misses low and in. About hit Jonathan Schmitz on his left foot. So Giles Fox struggling with his control a little bit right now. Going to the stretch has not been beneficial to him. Another pitch low and in for Schmitz. And Matt Gunderson starts warming up now in the pen for Dodge City. Gunderson, a teammate of Ryan Lutz, who pitched earlier in this game. Schmitz takes strike 2, and the count is now even. Fox has yet to get an out in this inning, and it could blow up on him in a hurry if Jonathan Schmitz could reach base here. Better yet, put one over the wall. Fox gets his sign from Spencer Wise, comes set, and steps off the back of the rubber. Runner at first is Max Hogan. He was hit by a pitch. Dylan Muka reached on an infield single to second base. Jonathan Schmitz now gets a pitch behind him on the 2-2. It actually missed Schmitz. It was completely behind him, about 6 inches behind his back leg. Not sure how he didn't dance into it. So 3-2 now. Count goes full. Both the runners move up on the wild pitch. And Giles Fox is struggling big time with his control. Now Schmitz has a good opportunity to knock a couple in. Full count, nobody out. Pitch is right there down the middle. He hits it going for the gap, and it's going to be tracked down and caught in left center field. Catch made by Brad Giroux, and coming home on the sac fly is Dylan Muka. So sac fly for Jonathan Schmitz, gets the RBI in, and cuts the lead to 7-4.
Number 39, Zach Fields.
Zach Fields now up. Fields has doubled, scored a run in the 7th. Had an RBI in the 4th on a single, and RBI in the 3rd on a ground out. Runner on second now for him, and he takes strike 1 from Giles Fox. 1 out in the bottom of the 8th. Dodge City leads El Dorado 7-4. Fox comes set and gets away with one there. Zach Fields was not thinking a base hit on that cut. Fastball on the outer half of the plate, and Fields took a shot at it. 0-2 now. Giles Fox up on Zach Fields. The runner on second is Max Hogan. 1 out. Fields hits a rope to left field, and it is going to be caught on a nice running catch by Dane Landry, going back behind him. An absolute bullet hit by Zach Fields, and Dane Landry on a dead sprint backwards jumps up and makes a great catch. Max Hogan not able to move up on that either. So tough luck there for Zach Fields. To give credit where it's due, because that was a great catch by Dane Landry. Michael Muka now up. He singled in his last at bat. Has a couple of singles tonight. First pitch misses for ball 1. Still have a runner out there at second base that he would like to get home right now. So a couple of singles and a couple of groundouts to first base. Pitch misses inside to Michael Muka. Coming into the game tonight, Muka was hitting .303 on the season. Had a couple of doubles and a couple of home runs. Off-speed pitch hit the other way, and it's going to be right to Dane Landry again. Sinking line drive. Not near as difficult on that one for Landry, but still a good catch nonetheless. So the Broncos get another run, cut it to 7-4, and Dodge City leads going into the ninth by 3. You're listening to El Dorado Bronco Baseball. Moving to the top of the ninth, Joe Canada still on the mound for the El Dorado Broncos. Dane Landry, after making a couple great catches in left field, will lead off the top of the ninth for Dodge City. Landry in the game has struck out twice and singled and doubled in the game. Singled a couple of times. Joe Canada has faced 8 El Dorado batters and retired all 8 of them. Landry is the only one he has yet to face, and he's down 2-0 early, 3-0, in danger of walking the leadoff man now. Canada has pitched to contact, not a strikeout yet. 3-0 swinging for Dane Landry. He was not going to take a fastball that was meant just to get ahead or get a strike. Canada's pitch is lined into left field, just kind of guided out there by Dane Landry for a leadoff single. So Landry reaches base. That'll bring up Brian Romero. Romero in the game has a sac bunt. He's 0 for 3. Grounded out to the pitcher, grounded out to second, and he struck out swinging. In his last at bat against Canada, he did ground out to second base. Canada turns and throws a pickoff move over toward Dane Landry, who scurries right back to the bag, and he does it again. Landry had a pretty good night in the field, too, as he stands on first base. First pitch was a ball to Romero. And the pace of the game's kind of slowed down here as Canada has went out of the stretch. Adams warming up in the pen for El Dorado. Runner goes, flare out to left field. It's going to be caught. Landry starts getting back on the hit and run. Trevor Azell makes the nice running catch. So both batters in the inning have hit little flares to right field, or left field rather, and one of them fell in, and Azell makes the catch on the other. We're going to have a pitching change. I believe it's going to be Quade Adams that is going to enter the game. A very, very nice job by Joe Canada in this one. We'll take a quick break. The Broncos trail the A's 7-4 in the top of the ninth. So Quade Adams will enter the game, taking over for Joe Canady. When Canady entered it in the 6th inning, he entered to what had been a rough stretch, and then he knocked out 8 in a row before Dane Landry finally reached. So 1 hit in what ended up being a total of 3 innings pitch for Joe Canady. Retired his first 80 face before allowing that single to Dane Landry, who is at first, and Canady is responsible for. Quade Adams going to enter the game. Adams from Texas, big 6'3" righty, senior at Tarleton State last year. On the season, Adams has a 5.0 earned run average in 9 innings pitched, giving up 5 runs. All of them have been earned. Walked 10, struck out 9, and opponents are hitting 129 against him. Well, if he can get his control down, he can be a very, very effective pitcher. He'll be greeted by Dalton Thomas with 1 out in the top of the 9th. First pitch up and in, and Thomas takes it for ball 1. The Broncos trailing 7-4 to Dodge City tonight. Thomas in the game has struck out and walked, reached on an error, and grounded out to 3rd. Gives you a line of 0 for 3 with an on-base percentage of .500 on the evening for Dalton Thomas. Fouls the last pitch away. Adams comes set. Good jump on that one for Dane Landry, and the ball is going to be fouled into the El Dorado bullpen from Dalton Thomas on the hit and run. May have been a straight steal as Landry was going. He had a good jump on Adams, but Thomas didn't pass up a ball over the heart of the plate. Fouled it away. 1-2 with 1 out in the top of the 9th. Adams comes set. Breaking ball misses for ball 2. Almost got Thomas to offer at it. Dalton Thomas at Meridian Community College in Mississippi. Freshman this past year. Adams' pitch is swung on and missed for a strikeout, and there's where that pine tar comes in handy as Dalton Thomas's bat goes flying into the netting behind home plate. Nobody hurt there. But the bare hands can't hold on to the bat on that one. So, swinging strikeout for Dalton Thomas as the first batter that Adams faces, and with 2 out now in the top of the 9th, Ben Kraft going to strut to the plate. Kraft hit a 3-run homer in the top of the 1st, and then an RBI double in the 3rd, and has struck out and grounded out to short after that. Kraft has 4 of the 7 RBIs for the Broncos, or for the A's in this game, as the Broncos have struggled keeping him at bay. Adams comes set, delivers outside for ball 1. Good stuff for Quade Adams, just a little off the plate. That one's a little bit further outside, 2-0 now. And that's a dangerous count when you're facing a hitter like Ben Kraft. Probably don't want to serve him up anything right over the middle of the plate in this situation. Pitch fouled back, out of play over the third base dugout, and the count moves to 2-1. Dane Landry still stuck on first base after his leadoff single. Two outs, top of the 9th. Adams toes the mound, comes set to the plate. High fastball for strike 2. Good pitch from Adams. And the count goes even at 2-2. Adams gets a sign from Jonathan Schmitz. Jacob Spring will lead off the bottom of the ninth for the Broncos when we get there. Runner goes, ball in the dirt, good block from Schmitz, but it's ball, well, I thought would be ball 3. Home plate ump says Kraft went around on the check swing, and heads up play by Jonathan Schmitz to just go tag him afterward, and Kraft is out. So a strikeout for Adams ends the top of the ninth. We'll go to the bottom of the ninth with the Broncos trailing 7-4. Back in El Dorado, last chance for the Broncos. Jacob Spring going to lead off the bottom of the ninth with the Broncos trailing 7-4. Giles Fox still pitching for Dodge City. Spring's been hit by a pitch. He singled, grounded out to short, and struck out in this game. One pitch is high to Spring. Count will move to 2-1. Need to find a way, if you're the Broncos, to get a rally going here. So the 2-1 pitch from Fox is lined back up the middle. Ball is fielded by Jordan Slayton. He got over there quick on the soft liner and throws out Spring at first base. So the ground out goes 4-3. Spring is retired. Trevor Azel's night will be done. And we will have Cameron Knight pinch hitting for him.
Number 7, Cameron Knight.
Cameron Knight is a very local player. Goes to Butler Community College. Catcher for Butler. 0-1. Second pitch tonight, taken all the way, looked like, and he is quickly in a hole, 0-2. Cameron Knight's from Oklahoma City. Sophomore at Butler this past year. 0-2 pitch is popped straight up the shaft. Now it's going to drift toward the dugout a little bit and almost back clear across into the infield. Kevin Phillips makes the play on it.
Number 2, Levi Parker.
So Knight pops up, and the Broncos are down to their final out. Levi Parker will now stand in for El Dorado. Parker got an RBI in his last at bat on a single to left field. He pinch hit for Antonio Frechette back in the 5th, where he grounded out to second. 0-1 pitch is off the plate, outside, and 1-1. Broncos trail the A's 7-4 in the bottom of the ninth. Fox's 1-1 pitch is right there on the outside corner. Strike 2, and now the Broncos are down to the final strike in this game. 1-2 pitch from Fox, way outside, 2-2. And once again, we will do it over with Levi Parker. Parker stands in. Out of the windup goes Giles Fox. Fouled back. Pitch that caught a lot of the plate there from Giles Fox. 7 runs on 9 hits tonight for Dodge City. 4 runs on 10 hits for El Dorado. Parker battling at the plate. Fouls off another one toward the El Dorado dugout. Broncos have had some chances. Left a lot of runners on in this game. Fox comes to the plate, bounces about a 58-foot fastball, knocked down by Spencer Wise. So the count goes full. Levi Parker doing all he can to reach base in this situation. 3-2 pitch is fouled straight back by Parker. He's battling. And we'll await the 8th pitch of the Parker at bat. Levi takes ball 4 off the plate away. And now that tying run is still in the on-deck circle. So you have to have Morgan Oliver reach base here. Oliver's been hit by a pitch. He singled and scored in the 4th. Popped out to 3rd and lined out to Capiano at short in the 7th. So Levi Parker reaches base for the 2nd time tonight on a walk. First pitch is low to Oliver, ball 1. Giles struggled with his control so far when he's been in the stretch, and there's nobody else in the pen. Going to second on the stolen base will be Levi Parker. I thought they may let him just take the base as a defensive indifference, but Spencer Wise throws down. Run doesn't mean a whole lot, but Wise throws down. Parker is safe at second on the stolen base. Was a strike on that pitch to Morgan Oliver. The 1-1 misses off the plate inside, and it's 2-1. Broncos trail by 3 in the bottom of the 9th, 7-4. And a rough night for some of the pitchers on both sides. Fox comes set, misses inside again. That one about hit Morgan Oliver's knee. And the count goes to 3-1. Got to find a way as Morgan Oliver to get on and bring up Dylan Muka as the tying run. Fox comes set, comes home, delivers a 3-1 pitch right down the middle. Oliver fouls it off, got it off the handle a little bit and sent some of that sting through his hands. So full count, 2 out in the bottom of the 9th. Levi Parker walked and stole second. Oliver slaps the ball toward right field. It's going to be caught by Dalton Thomas. And that is how it'll end. So the Broncos drop 1 to Dodge City tonight. After a win last night, the rubber game will be tomorrow of the series. 7-4 is the final score. The A's beat the Broncos tonight. Mike Hahn takes the loss for El Dorado. Zach Fields had a good game at the plate for the Broncos in the loss. I am Adam Borth. I want to thank you for tuning in, and I will be with you tomorrow night at 7 o'clock for the final game of this series between the El Dorado Broncos and the Dodge City A's. Broncos moved to 7-8 on the season, and the A's move to 5-9. All right, signing off for the last time, filling in for Avery Osen and Kurt Caden tonight. I am Adam Borth. I appreciate you joining me. Final score, final time. El Dorado drops a tough one to Dodge City, 7-4.